So this is Wundernode. Wondernote is a node-based canvas where you can take building blocks for generating AI assets, and you can go all the way from a basic idea to production quality assets all in one place. So we have a number of templates with which you can get started. But for today, I want to walk you through the basics of how to add nodes to your canvas and how to connect them together to build a graph that would produce the kind of thing you might want to produce. So if you've used other node-based tools in the past, this will look familiar. On the left here, we have a node library where these are all the nodes that you have available to you. And the nodes in Wondernote are very simply focused on a particular job that you may want to get done. So we're not thinking about the details of what model you want to use or technical implementation of various models. We're just focused on what I would want to do in one particular step when I'm going through the journey of generating AI art and AI content. So a lot of these nodes are focused on things like lip sync, text to image, image to video, text to video, and that sort of thing. So to get started, I'm going to take a text to image node and I'm going to drop it onto the canvas here. Now here, as you would expect, I can type in a prompt and I can get an image up. But before we do that, let's take a tour of this node. When I hover over this node, I will get this drop-down menu where I can choose which model I use. So we have some open source models, we have some proprietary models, and if you're an enterprise customer and you have your own proprietary models, you can actually bring those in, and we can add these to add your models to your model list here, to your model picker. If I select the node, I get this sidebar with some additional bits of configurations that are not available on the node itself, and these depend on what I have picked here. So in this case with Nano Banana, I can pick an aspect ratio. If I pick something like Flux Dev, I get a bit more options here with regards to the seed, to the steps, and the CFG guidance, and so on. I'm actually going to pick Z-Image Turbo because that has come out recently and I've been loving the kinds of results I get from it. And I'm going to set the aspect ratio to portrait because that's the best for social media. So I'm going to type in my prompt here. And I'm going to hit generate. One of the things I love about Z-Image Turbo is it's quite fast. And here I have a great shot of a wolf howling at the moon. So this is a really cool image, but maybe I want to change something about it. And to modify this image, I can use the image editor node. Now I could just drag that node from the node library here onto the canvas, but I'm going to show you how else you can add the node, which is you can double click anywhere that's empty on the canvas and you can search for the node. So in this case, I'll search edit, arrow down to select the first result and hit enter. And then the node is going to appear where I double clicked on the canvas. And now I can take my image and I can feed it into its images input. And I can say, make the wolf sit on its hind legs. Now I can also choose other edit models here. The default is set to Nano Banana. That is basically the state of the art at the moment. So I'm going to stick with that. I'm going to leave the aspect ratio on auto, which means the same aspect ratio as its input image. And I'm going to hit run. There you go. Now I have a wolf sitting and howling at the moon. Now the next step from here might be that I want to turn this into a video. And for that, since I already have an image, I want to use an image to video node. So I do search for image, and I'm going to choose the image to video node here. And again, I'm going to feed this into the initial image. So that's going to be the first frame of the shot. And I'm going to type in my prompt here. As the wolf howls at the moon, the camera slowly zooms out to reveal a forest at night. Now, again, I have different models I can choose from here. And I know that WAN 2.5 is going to perform brilliantly with a shot like this. And I can set its duration in seconds and its resolution. Because I want a quick output here, I'm just going to leave it at 480p. And let's see what we get. There we go, and we have our image. That's a pretty cool shot of a wolf howling at the moon. And there you have it. That's how easy it is to go from a simple text prompt all the way to a really cool video clip with just a handful of nodes that are interconnected. Now, what else can I do with Wundernode? Well, one of the things that I like doing sometimes is I have a detailed meta prompt that I give to an LLM, and I get the LLM to write my text to image prompts for me. So the meta prompt has a lot of instruction about what makes a good text to image prompt. And then for the image that I actually want, I can just give it a very short description, and it just fills in the other parts of the prompt based on the instruction that it has received. So to show you how you can do this in Wundernode, I am going to double click on the canvas and add a text display node. And a text display node is just something that holds some text. And I'm going to put my meta prompt in here. So this is a lot of instruction about what makes a good prompt, particularly for Google's Nano Banana image model. And I'm going to add another text display node. And here I'm going to put the actual prompt that I want to use. So this is an image of Michael Jackson in the style of David LaChapelle with Disney characters covering the walls and Michael's coat covered in well-known candy bars. So I want an LLM to generate a prompt based on all the instructions that it has here, but I want it to generate a prompt for this scene. So I'm going to add a generate text node, which is how I can talk to my favorite LLM. And I'm going to add both prompts as inputs here. Now I'm going to choose Gemini 2.5 Flash, and I will run it. There you go. So it has gone ahead and written a prompt for me. So I can actually, if I disconnect this, I can look at the whole thing. It's talked about subject appearance, pose and posture, clothing and equipment, lighting and style. It's specified all of those. And what I can do now, if I add a text to image node, I can just hook this up here. And I can go ahead and generate an image with Nano Banana. There you go. If I want to see this in full resolution, I can open it up. And I can also download it if I'm happy with the results. Now, the good thing about having a node-based canvas is that now my meta prompt is here. I can just reuse it in other places. So I can just duplicate this node. I can, by the way, press Command D on my Mac and just duplicate a node. And here I can say an image of a dog running in a rainforest. So it's a very basic prompt. I'm going to duplicate my LLM node as well. And again, I'm going to add my meta prompt. So now I can share my meta prompt without sharing this part of the prompt. And I can put this one in here. I can duplicate my text to image node and connect its output there. Now, when I run this, it's going to get the output from the LLM first because there was no output from that. And then it's going to generate the image. And there we go. So that's a brief intro to how you can build up a graph with Wundernode and go from really simple ideas and use these nodes as building blocks to generate more complex things. If you want to create complex AI art, normally you would have to think about the scenes that you want to create and then the characters that you want to create, and then you can use edit nodes to combine these things, and then you can add scripts and turn them into audio and add them to the videos that you generate. And all of this is very easy to do by having these small building blocks that you interconnect. So we hope you check it out and you check out the templates that we have available for you to get started with, and can't wait to see what you create with it.